Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a little makeup tutorial, and you can follow along with me or you can do your own thing, whatever you want to do. And what the makeup we're going to use is nothing crazy. You can use whatever you have because it is not that serious. Alright, so let's get started. So on normal, basic, everyday looks, I like to just usually start with my face because I'm not doing anything crazy with my eyes. Also, we're going to be using some magnetic lashes today, so that should be fun. I like to use beauty sponges, but I do occasionally use a brush. I've already prepped and primed my makeup, my face. I've already prepped and primed my face. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start applying my foundation. So what have you guys been up to during quarantine? I actually am not an essential employee, but I am essential to my clients. I am in the beauty industry, and if you know, you know. I mean, those girls, they need their stuff done, you know? So I'm essential to them. So I have been working. We're allowed to work right now, so it's nothing crazy. And we've had a lot of safety procedures to make sure everybody's safe. But, you know, really, I believe that, you know, places, beauty places, or places that you have to go during this time are actually kind of fairly safe because we're doing everything we can to make it safe for our clients. And obviously, we don't want to get you sick, and we don't want to get sick. So they are actually pretty safe, relatively, especially compared to stores and stuff. Stores, I mean, they can't really control that much, but us, we get to make sure we have like one client at a time or social distance enough, and we have our own rooms. So that's what we do. And we've been pretty busy, honestly. But I was actually out of work, well, not out of work, but we were out for 2 months at least, I think. So that was pretty crazy. It was pretty good for me though. I got to just chill and catch up on a lot of stuff that I needed done. But let me know what you guys have been doing down in the comments. I'd like to know what you've been up to and what maybe something fun I could do during this time. So I just like to make sure that that's blended out all evenly as possible. You know, you never get anything perfect. So after that, I just like to set in a very light layer. I like take just the tiniest amount on my brush, and I'll just like brush over just to kind of set it, because usually with liquids or creams, you do like to, it's best to set liquid or creams with a little light powder. And then I also like to do a little bit more powder on my T-zone, because that does get oily, because that's pretty normal. Alrighty, so that's that. And then I like to go in with a little bit of bronzer sometimes, just based on what you feel like doing. And I don't like to use a ton of brushes because I'm lazy, but it's totally up to you. If you want to do that, that's fine. So I'm just gonna take like it on the edges of my face and kind of where my bone goes in right there. Oh, yeah. Kind of buff it up into my cheekbones, and on my hairline a little bit, and then a little tiny bit on my forehead. I know it looks like, I don't know if you could tell, but you can tell in person. It's just like a light wash of color. Just make sure you blend that nicely. So what have you guys been watching on Netflix? or any streaming channels, shows? What are you watching? I just recently watched that Jamie Foxx movie. It's Power or something. I thought it was really cool. And I actually, well, I don't want to give anything away, but they talk about this animal, because I don't want to tell you too much, but they talk about this animal in this movie. And I've actually heard about that animal before, because I watched one of those animal things on YouTube, and it was telling you about this animal, and it's called I heard it called the mantis shrimp. I think they called it something else in the movie, or the peacock shrimp or something like that, but those are super interesting. You should totally look it up if you've never heard about them. They can actually, they swipe their claws or leg in the water so fast it actually makes the water boil around them. And people have tried to put them in zoos or captivity to like show them off, but they are just crazy cool and strong and smart, and you cannot keep them in captivity because they always escape. But they're super interesting. So if you got like animals or interested in stuff like that, then you can totally check that out. But they were talking about that in the movie, and I thought that was pretty cool because it's an animal a lot of people haven't heard about, or I think they haven't heard about. Next, I'm going to be putting on a little bit of blush because I love blush. Especially, I think anybody can wear blush. Most people can wear blush. But I really love it on people with blue eyes because I feel like pink really makes blue or light eyes pop a lot. So I just like to put it right on the apples of my cheeks and then just kind of brush it up. And my face usually eats all this off. So I like to go heavy-handed. Some people say that you can get too crazy with blush. And I guess you can, but not me. I like blush. But anyways, so, and then also, some people like matte blushes, but I like a blush with like a little bit of shimmer because it just kind of gives you a healthy glow. And I just like to use a fluffy brush, a little bit smaller fluffy brush than my powder brush. Or you can use the same one if you want to do that. That's up to you. That's your business. I think Tabitha, isn't her name Tabitha on TikTok? She says that. I love her. Has anybody else been on TikTok? I mean, everybody I know and their mom is on TikTok right now, and I freaking love it. I hope they don't get rid of it. It's been really fun for me. I thought it was dumb at first, just like everybody else, and then I got freaking addicted, and here we are, hours later, days later, still on TikTok. Also, I'm gonna move on to the eyes now, and I don't like to get crazy during the week. I think that's too much work. And this just to be super simple. So I'm just taking a bronzer and like a little fluffy brush, kind of like this. Yeah. And then I'm just gonna run this in the crease of my eye. You can actually go without this completely. But I think it just gives it a little bit of dimension into the eye to add something interesting. So I'm just putting that in the crease, and the crease is that kind of like bone right there, that's the socket of your eye. And I just like to brush that through. Ooh, that's a dark bronzer. It's the same one. I told you there was color on there. And I'm just gonna sweep that through there. I like to use a bronzer sometimes because it just kind of, it ties your whole face together because it makes, you know, you've already used it on your face, and so just brings kind of the colors together that you've already used. It makes it more cohesive. And the biggest thing that I've learned about eyeshadow is just keep blending. If it looks crazy, just blend more. That usually helps. And if not, you can always just wipe it off because it's not that serious. Nothing is that serious in my opinion. I try not to take things too seriously because that's not what life is about in my opinion. My humble opinion. Alrighty, so now that I did that, it might not be perfect. It's hard to see on camera for me, so we're just gonna go with that. Nobody's looking that hard, and if they are, then they need to worry about themselves. Alrighty, so now what I'm gonna do is probably do my eyebrows, and you can use whatever products that you like to use. I don't always use the same product. I kind of use just whatever I have. But lately I've been using a pomade, and a pomade is usually just some little cream product that you use with like a little angle brush. So I just use a little angle brush like this. And oh yeah, I'm gonna lean down a little bit because I can't see. My eyebrows get always crazy whenever I'm putting on powder. So I just kind of brush them out, and then I have decent eyebrows. Like, I have hair, thank God, so I kind of just fill in any holes and give it a little bit of structure. Give my brow a little structure. Y'all can see that. It's hard to do from this angle. Let me hold this up here. Okay. Yeah, so I just like to give the top a little bit of structure, and then I start filling in some of the gaps that I see. Then I just kind of blend that in lightly with my little spoolie. And then whatever's left on the brush, I don't go back in usually. And then I'll just fill in the front a little bit, because you don't really want the front of your brow to be as harsh as the back of your brow, because naturally you just grow sparser hair there. Usually some people just have a lot of brow, and then they probably don't have to do this at all. But I don't know, like whenever I was younger, I did not do my eyebrows, and I just look back at pictures and I was like, what the heck was happening here? Because it really does change your face. I mean, it really polishes off. It's like a lot of women, I feel like my mom's age, they feel like it used to be lipstick was a thing. Like they could not, like their makeup wasn't finished till they did lipstick. But now, in my opinion, it's brows. If you don't have your brows done and you kind of have sparser brows and you've done so much work on your face just to make it look good, and your brows aren't done, then it just feels unfinished to me. Now, you do you. If you don't like that, then you don't have to do that. Or if you have super thick eyebrows or whatever, then you do you. But for me, I like them. So that is not perfect. I don't know. I always feel like it looks better in person, but I could just be wrong. I'm just gonna fill this in a little bit. It's kind of wobbly brow. And I'm gonna do a little bit right here. And good enough for me. Good enough for you? I hope so, because that's all I'm doing. Alrighty. And next, I usually like to do an eyeliner, or sometimes I just go in with mascara. You can just go in with mascara right here and call it a day, but I'm actually going to be using some magnetic lashes today. Usually you just get a liquid liner that has magnet particles in it that you go on your lash line just like regular liner, and the eyelash will have little magnets across the band, and it will just attach to that liner. So I really like them. I like all eyelashes. Eyelashes really are a beautiful thing to me. It just really opens your eye, and it just adds interest to your face, and I really like that. So whenever I'm using my magnetic lashes, I do like to use my regular own liner. You can do a pencil liner or just put some eyeshadow down. I like to put my own liner on before I do that, just so I don't have to use as much of my magnetic liner. But you don't have to do that. I just like to, and it already puts down the shape, so I just have to put the other liner over that. So it's kind of easier for me because my liner brush has a thinner tip than the magnetic one. Just do a bling. So there we go, we got one down. And with this, I like to do the line for my eye first, like this, and I start not all the way in the inner corner because usually you have the most product on the brush when you first pull it out of the tube. So see, I do that line first, and I kind of go in this inner part right where my lashes begin and connect it. And then I go from the corner of my up towards my eyebrow with a line, and then I connect this line, not all the way at the tip, but a little bit further down, and connect it to that line. Just like that. All right, so I'm gonna let that dry for a second. And with my magnetic lashes, I like to put on my mascara before I use that because I do reuse those magnetic ones, obviously. So I'm just gonna put on a little bit of mascara. I like to do the tops of my eyelashes and the bottoms. It just makes them so much thicker and darker and longer, in my opinion. Now, if you have very straight lashes, I would curl your lashes first before you put on lashes. And if your lashes don't normally hold a curl, even after you curl them with the eyelash curler, then curl them with the eyelash curler first and then use waterproof mascara, and that will hold the curl of your eyelashes like hairspray. And then I would go in with your lashes. Okay, so now that top liner is dry, so I'm gonna go in with my magnetic liner now and just go over my lash line. So I don't bring this liner all the way out into my wing, I just do it on my lash line because obviously that's where the lashes go. All right, and I'm gonna do the other eye. All right, I'm gonna let that dry. So when working with magnetic lashes, I would definitely recommend using probably plastic tweezers or something that's not metal, obviously, because they will try to stick to your tweezers if they're metal, and it will pull it off of your eye, or just stick straight to the tweezer and not even go on your eye because there's more metal obviously in the tweezers. If you don't have plastic tweezers, then you can use your fingers too. Mine are long enough that I can grab them with my fingers and just put them on. But tweezers do help definitely if you wanted to use that, okay? So, all right, and they should be dry. Now, I will warn you, if you do pull at these lashes, before it's wet, the liner will come off with your eyelashes. So I'm just gonna put those above. Now, if you did curl your lashes, then you're kind of gonna go behind them and then place it, because if you just try to go in it, sometimes they can get in the way. If that does happen, I have like just a little spoolie, or if you can use whatever you have to just get behind, in between your natural lashes and the extensions, kind of pull it out from underneath there and then brush it up. That's good too. I have a little extra spoolie that has hair on it, sorry. Okay, and then I'll just kind of spread those back out underneath there. do the other eye. Right, and I'm gonna go in with my little spoolie. Sorry. Okay, after you get your lashes on, they're pretty much good. I'm just gonna do my bottom mascara now. Oh my gosh, that tickles my eyebrows so much. Alrighty. Okay, and then lastly, I'm just gonna do a lip. Obviously, you don't have to do this with quarantine because of the mask, but if you have a good staying lip, then you'll know it's under there. And if you know, you know. Alrighty. All right, you guys, well, here we go. Here is our finished look-ish. What can you do with this hair? Nothing. You can do nothing with it because it is a wild mane. Okay, but anyways, here you go, guys. Here's the finished look. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you so much, and I hope you have a great day. Stay safe during quarantine. Let me know what you've been watching so I can check it out too. If you have any questions, let me know down below. Comment, like, subscribe, you know, do the thing. And if you have any questions or if you have any future videos that you would like to see from me, please just let me know. Thanks so much. Bye.